What if I told you that the secret to building a multi-million dollar empire is not working 18-hour days? It's not answering every email yourself. It's not even carrying your cell phone everywhere that you go. In fact, it may be the exact opposite. Think about it. Most business owners I talk to are completely trapped. Their phone rings every 5 minutes. Their inbox is a war zone. Their calendar is packed with meetings, customer issues, employee problems, vendor calls, and random fires that need to be put out every single day. And without even realizing it, they become the biggest bottleneck in their own company. I was listening to Dan Martell recently. He wrote an incredible book called Buy Back Your Time. And if you're a founder, owner, or entrepreneur who wants to grow and scale, his insights on leverage are incredibly valuable. In one of his episodes, he brought up a fascinating dynamic: the relationship between Richard Branson and his assistant, Helen. Richard Branson, the billionaire founder of Virgin, does not even carry a cell phone. Think about that. This is a guy who's created one of the most recognizable brands on the planet, and somehow he's not chained to his phone all day. So, how does he do it? How does he run hundreds of companies, travel the world, and stay relatively stress free? It's all because of a woman named Helen. Honestly, it completely changed how I looked at administrative support. And if you want to scale your business past $1 million mark, or even just buy back more of your time, you need to listen to the story about Helen. Because when everything runs through the owner, the business can only grow so far. I want to break down exactly how some of the world's most successful leaders buy back their time and how that same lesson applies to everyday business owners. Helen did not start at the top. She actually joined Virgin in 2004 as a flight attendant, but over time, she worked her way up. She moved into the head office, and by 2008, she became Richard Branson's sole personal assistant. But here's the key point: she's not only scheduling flights, she's not just managing his calendar, she's essentially the gatekeeper to the entire Virgin Empire. And that is the part business owners need to understand. The right assistant, manager, or key employee is not just there to take tasks off your plate. They're there to protect your focus, your time, and the highest and best use of your energy. So, how does a billionaire and his assistant actually run a global brand together without all the chaos? It comes down to three massive things. First, email triage. Richard Branson is known for wanting everybody to get a response. But if he sat at his inbox all day, responding to every message himself, he would never build anything. He would never have time to think, strategize, or create new opportunities. So Helen, she filters, organizes, and she handles the massive daily volume of communication. She decides what needs Richard's attention and what does not. He only sees what truly matters. That's leverage. Second, they have a morning meeting. Every single morning, Richard and Helen sit down for a 60 to 90-minute breakfast. No distractions, no chaos, no interruptions. Helen handles everything that she can on her own, and she brings to Richard only the highest level issues that require his genius, his direction, or decision making. And once breakfast is over, Richard goes off and he does his own thing. The goal is to create structure, not to avoid every decision. Third, the ultimate gatekeeper. Because Richard Branson does not carry a phone, Helen travels the world with him. If you want to reach Richard, you go through Helen. She protects his focus at all costs. Helen even saved his life after a crazy bike crash in 2016. That may sound extreme, but the principle is powerful. The more valuable your time becomes, the more aggressively it needs to be protected. Now, you might be thinking, I'm not Richard Branson. I'm not a billionaire. I can't afford that. I get that. Most business owners are not going to hire a full-time assistant who travels the world with them. But here's the mindset shift. You hire a Helen so that you become a powerhouse and grow your business. That doesn't mean that you need to hire the perfect executive assistant or the key manager tomorrow. It may mean putting systems in place today. It might mean training someone to handle communication, scheduling, vendor follow-ups, payroll questions, or the daily operational issues that constantly pull you away from higher value work. Because as a business owner, your highest and best use is not answering random emails. It's not scheduling calendar invites. Your job is vision, growth, strategy, leadership, and driving revenue. Every minute that you spend doing low value tasks is a minute you steal from your company's growth. And over time, that becomes very expensive. When you find someone who understands your context, your history, your standards, and your goals, they don't just manage your time, they protect your energy and your focus, and they allow you to step into becoming a real CEO. And that's what separates an owner-operated business from a scalable business. If you want to scale your business, look at your calendar this week, look at your inbox, then ask yourself this question: what are the tasks that Helen should be taking off my plate? What am I holding on to that somebody else can handle? If you want more strategies on business growth, market trends, and how to position your company for a stronger exit, hit the subscribe button. My name is Antoinette Gonzales Norris. I help business owners in the Bay Area, California, and select states exit their business in the next 2 to 3 years. Don't forget to hit subscribe. We talk every week about selling businesses, increasing your profit, and setting you up for retirement or your next move.